I'm Kelly Corrigan with Lenovo, and we are here today talking about some of our new smart tabs as well as a new smart display product. So starting over here, we have our Smart Tab M8 with Google Assistant. So just to start off with, tablets aren't exactly an exploding category or anything like that. People will use them as a shared device often in their home, and oftentimes they will be either sitting on a coffee table, just charging, kind of collecting dust when they're not being used, which we did a study and found out actually people aren't using tablets for 23 out of 24 hours a day. So one of the things we wanted to do was breathe life into these tablets when they would otherwise be going unused. So with that, when you have your Smart Tab M8 here with Google Assistant just charging on its dock, it will go into something here called Ambient Mode. So it's working with Google Assistant. You'll be able to control your lights, ask it different questions as you would any other smart display or even Google Assistant on your phone. So it adds a really cool utility to a product that otherwise would just be sitting on your coffee table. And then of course we've added new specs in these as well. So we have a MediaTek A22 processor. It is an 8-inch HD display. And of course there'll be different options for memory and storage, but we're starting at 2 gigs of RAM and then going to 32 gigs of storage in there. And so it will also come with this dock here. So it's using pogo pins at the bottom here to actually charge the system, but it will also charge via micro USB as well. So you can just very easily put that there. There are no speakers on the stand here. They are built into the system there. So it has 2 far-field voice recognition microphones, and then it has 2 side speakers here with Dolby Atmos as well. And then of course the camera, it has a front 2 megapixel fixed focus, and then the rear camera is going to be a 5 megapixel camera on there. And there'll also be a nano SIM for LTE version, and then of course there'll be expandable micro SD storage on there as well. And so with that, the starting price will be $119 and 149 euros, and that'll be coming in October. And then if we move down the line here, we have our Yoga Smart Tab with the Google Assistant. Now this is a tablet form factor we're actually bringing back from a couple years ago. So we previously had our Yoga Smart Tab, and the really cool thing about this is the fact that you can take the hinge and even hang it or use it as a kickstand to watch content while you're on the plane or things like that without having to buy a special origami case or anything to actually stand it up. So it's really nice. And then one of the other things that we've done is we've actually moved our speakers to the side of this hinge here. So we have 2 2-watt JBL speakers built into here, and it's also working with Dolby Atmos. And then of course, being the Smart Tab, it has built-in Google Assistant. So if you have it plugged in and you have the kickstand open, I can put it into Ambient Mode here. So it's going to be the same visuals that you see on the Smart Tab M8. So I can see, all my lights and how to control them, what's coming up on my calendar, the weather. I can ask it all the normal questions I would normally ask Google Assistant. And then, so of course with this product, it's coming with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 439 processor. It has a 10.1-inch FHD display, and of course it's running Android Pie. For memory and storage options, we're looking at starting at 3 gigs of RAM, going up to 64 gigs of storage. And it has 3 far-field microphones built into it. And then of course it has a front 5 megapixel camera and a rear 8 megapixel camera, and it charges via USB Type-C here. So here we have the actual hinge of the Yoga Smart Tab. So to actually open it, you use this button here, press it, and it allows the hinge to rotate on the system. And what that actually reveals is not only the rear-facing camera, which is always available with this little open window here with the hinge, but it also allows you to find the slot for the actual your SIM card, as well as SD card, depending on which version that you purchase. It's awkward to close. But then, of course, you also have the speakers built into the side here. And here you have your built-in headphone jack. Here is one of the far-field microphone speakers on here, the power button, then of course the volume rocker on this side. And then on this side you see you have another speaker, your USB-C charging, and then another far-field microphone. But the starting price on this will be $249 in the US, and it will be $299 euros, and that'll be coming in September. And then finally moving along to our last smart product here. So this is the Lenovo Smart Display 7 with Google Assistant. So with that, previously we have released a couple of other smart display products working with Google Assistant. So we have our Smart Display 8 and 10. With those, they had a little bit larger of a screen, and our speaker was actually located on the side of the system. So we've created a 7-inch version as well, and we've moved the speaker to the bottom of the system. So now you're able to get a little bit better sound. It'll be able to be stereo at this point. So it's running Google Assistant on here, and it's working with Android Things to operate that. And then like with our other smart display products, it has a physical mute button as well as a physical camera shutter to shut the camera off if you just feel want to control your privacy a little bit better. And then of course the 7-inch screen here is an SD 1024 by 600 resolution, and it also has a built-in light sensor as well that can change the color of the screen, a little bit more blue or a little bit more red depending on the lighting in your actual home. And then of course it has 2 built-in far-field microphones and then 2 5-watt speakers built into there. So you're gonna get really nice sound quality with this for a much smaller footprint than you previously would. So the starting price on this will be $129 US. And then also 129 euros, and that'll be coming in October.